Hey yogis, I'm Nicole. Welcome back to my yoga time. Thanks for joining me today. I have a deeply restorative yoga practice for you, one which is suitable for any time of the day, though especially therapeutic if you're feeling really fatigued, low on energy, and even if you've got a little bit of brain fog, if you're looking for a little more clarity, this class might be just what you need. I've got one block for this practice. If you don't have a block, you can improvise with a thick book or a rolled up towel. And during this class, I'm going to encourage you to use the breath, moving the body, as your point of concentration. When we choose something to focus on, that's the first step of meditation. Of course, the mind chatter will come and go, and we might find that we're wandering off with a scenario. So the second step is to redirect your awareness back to that which you chose to focus on. So let's begin. Coming down onto your back. Moving into your supported bridge pose straight away. So taking a hold of your prop, lifting up your hips and placing it underneath your bottom. So option 1, you might have the block on the flat side. Option 2, take it up to the second height. Now, if you have any concerns with your shoulders, you might like to keep your arms just by your side. And I will encourage you throughout the class to take chin mudra, connecting index finger and thumbs, only if that feels comfortable for you. So as we settle in here, feel free to close the eyes down. Gently place the very tip of your tongue where the teeth meet the roof of the mouth. Allow a little space between the top and bottom teeth. And then begin to tone to gently constrict the very back of your throat. Ujjayi breath. You may even start to hear the sound of your breath roll over the back of your throat. So we'll do our best to keep the tongue in this position and maintain that gentle tone in your throat. And if you've no concerns with your shoulders, we're going to take a little movement with the breath. You can relax the mudra in your hands and turn the palms down. On the inhalation, very slowly start to lift the arms up and overhead. When you get there, pause, hold the breath for just a few counts. When you're ready to exhale, gently lower those arms back down. A moment to pause, and then inhale. Exhale to lower the arms. Next time you inhale the arms above the head, you have the option to keep them there. You might just allow the arms to be straight, maybe find your mudra once again, or if you prefer, holding on to opposite elbows with the hands. Witnessing the navel rise and fall with the ebb and flow of your breath. Finding those sweet pauses, those moments in between the inhalation and the exhalation. When you're ready, lower the arms down if they're overhead. Gently pick up the heels and the hips together, remove your block and come down very slowly, one vertebrae at a time. When you touch down to the mat, just take the hands to the knees, arms are straight, a little resistance here between the hands and the knees, a little push, a little pull, not too strong. See if you can imprint your lower back into the mat. Well done. Relax those shins, exhaling to bend the elbows, inhaling to straighten the arms. So a few choices, yogis, for the next pose. If you would like to stay reclined, if you have any concerns with your knees or your hips, you'll take a reclined pigeon, so left ankle to the right knee. Now for some this may be enough, others might like to go a little deeper if you place the block or your prop underneath the foot. A little deeper again if you take a hold of that right leg, and if you find that you're straining through the neck, you can always prop up the head as well. Option 2, we'll take a seated pigeon. So feel free to rock and roll your way up to seated. Then we'll come over onto all fours. Taking the left knee behind the left wrist and lengthen your right leg behind you. So if you're sitting up quite high, you can always prop the block underneath your left buttock. If this is too intense, feel free to come back onto your spine and recline once again. Feel free to uncurl those toes or gently walk the hands forward. Either use your block, or you can make a pillow with the hands, or even make fists with the hands to support the forehead. Checking the position of your tongue. Feel the breath now moving in the back side of the body. Breathing into the lower back, the outer hip. In your next inhalation, start to lift up. If you're reclined, simply change legs. If you're in your seated pigeon, you might like to lift up into a brief downward facing dog. Just give the legs a little bit of a walk. And then change sides when you're ready. Right knee behind the right wrist, left leg lengthens behind you. Lowering down. And it's okay if you do a seated pigeon on one side and a reclined on the other side, depending on your hips and knees. Don't push through any sort of discomfort. Any niggling in the knee, then do take a reclined position instead. Softening any tension that's crept into the jaw. And when the mind wanders, coming back to the 4 parts of your breath. Your next inhalation starting to lift up once again. So if you're reclined, you can stay reclined. If you're seated, just lean over to the right as you swing your left leg around. We're going to come down onto our back once again. And this time moving into a laying side bend. So with the knees bent, lift up the hips and move them over to the left side of the mat, and then straighten the legs and take them over to the right side. So the body's coming into a banana shape. Upper body can lift up off the mat and also hinge over to the right side. Now if you're feeling a little instability here through the hips or the lower back, feel free to bend that right knee and place the sole of the foot on the floor. Otherwise, both legs are straight. If you're looking for something a little deeper, cross your left ankle over the right. Arms are overhead here. Unless there's pain or discomfort in one of your shoulders, then just bring that arm back down by your side. And feeling the breath here in the side body. Feeling the in-breath press those lines of tension. So on the inhalation, the body expands from the inside out. Can you feel your in-breath pressing those lines of tension as the body expands? When you're ready, make your way back to the center of the mat, bending both knees, lifting up the feet once again, hands to knees, same as before, just that little bit of resistance to help reset the spine. Lower back imprinted on the mat. And let's release. Moving to the other side now, hips shift over to the right, legs and upper body over to the left. Try to keep the buttocks flat, the hips are level. Make sure the right buttock does not lift up off the mat. And you may feel as though you're just breathing from the right side of the body. Feel the pulse of the breath in the side waist. Coming back to center when you're ready. Same as before, lift up those feet. Gently press the hands into the knees, pull the knees back into the hands. Well done. Lower both feet to the floor. Move the hips just a little to the left. Having your prop close by on the right side, we'll straighten the right leg, draw the left knee in. We're taking a twist. So you can take the block up a little higher if you find that your shoulder's lifting up quite high. Otherwise, feel free to have it on the lowest height. Any concerns with your left shoulder? Arm is by the spine, otherwise out to the side. Let's lift the head and move the back of the head to the right before turning to the left. Begin to breathe down into the lower belly and the lower back. Feel free to stay here, yogis. Otherwise, you have the option of bringing in a little back bend. So if you're going to practice that and you need to lighten the pose, roll a little more onto the right side. You might even prop up the head. We're going to bend the right knee and take a hold of the right foot. If you're able to keep your collarbones facing the ceiling and maintain that twist, do so. If you can't reach the foot with ease, you can always use a strap. And if there's any discomfort in your lower back, then simply let go of the foot, stay in your twist. Inhale. Release the foot with your next exhalation. Let's return to your back. Preparing for your twist, move the hips a little to the right. Right knee over to the left. Relaxing the outer hips, the buttocks. Witnessing that gentle expansion and contraction with the breath. Either staying there, or if you did so with ease on the other side, bend your left leg and take a hold of the foot. Again, feel free to roll a little more onto the left side and prop up the head if you need to. Inhale. Exhale to release. Return to your back. From here, yogis will come into Shavasana. Before you settle, we're going to run 3 waves of tension through the body. So I want you to inhale, hold the breath, then engage every muscle you can. So make fists with your hands, screw up your face, squeeze your buttocks. Everything is tight. And then when you need to exhale, relax the body. Far out the breath. Round 2 when you're ready. Inhale and hold. And your third and final time. Give in to gravity. Feel the bones heavy. Softening the forehead, allowing the eyes to roll back. tongue is now heavy on the floor of the mouth. Option to connect index finger and thumbs for chin mudra. And there's no control over the breath here. Just be. Let's inhale a little deeper now. Follow any urges to wiggle toes and fingers, or stretching as though you just woke up. In your own time, roll to your preferred side. And then come to seated whenever you're ready. Thanks for practicing with me today, yogis. I hope you're feeling relaxed and with a little more clarity. Wishing you a lovely day. Namaste.